officer. How's the investigation going?
Is she seriously going to be wearing this entire time? Dear God. With Lily and Lynette's attorneys, for reasons absolutely unknown to me, it makes no sense. This would have been a great opportunity to add a new character similar to Yunthe.
I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'd avoid getting mixed up in this whirlpool of a mess if I were you.
Right, so would I.
Huh? What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see.
Esmond.
The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troop long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him.
Well, obviously there's something suspicious about him if he hasn't been in the troop for very long. Perhaps he was the one who was meant to kidnap the girl but ended up dying accidentally.
The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it.
But why was Cal inside?
This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl.
That's not where his dead body was. Why do you have an outline there on the floor?
However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap.
I'm just not sure why they were so perfectly lined up. It's a massive goddamn stage. The odds of them being on top of one another are slim to none. Who proposed that?
All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
No, Cal is, and Garrick, for that matter.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
I met him today.
Well, you can't say we're good friends, but we've known each other for a little while.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys.
No, Novelette is the one who was like, hey, want to be his attorney? It had nothing to do with Linny.
I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand. I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence.
But that's not always true. People can always be the most reliable evidence.
Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
Maybe I will. You can use the case record to confirm your current evidence and clue collection situation, and it sought case-related information. You can check as yet undiscovered evidence and clues in the case record, then investigate the corresponding area to locate them. Use the perception skill, I'm going to assume that's my new E, to find evidence and clues that can be investigated within a certain radius around yourself. This will advance your overall progress. Guards investigation report. The investigation from the guards indicates that the fireworks launched at the tail end of the magic performance set the rope dangling the water tank alight, causing the tank to fall and kill Cal, who was within. Again, who proposed that the tank was going to be above the box and not, askew, and who proposed pyrotechnics and oversaw the implementation of them on the stage? It seems evident that Linny is the likeliest user of the prop to commit a crime. Again, he's the one doing the acts, the magic tricks. It would be his assistants that are responsible for all of this. However, the reason for the victim being Cal and the reason for the chosen lady's disappearance remains a mystery. The deceased identity. Oh, he's older than I thought. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. He was well trusted by all his colleagues. His job was setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. Either he's not actually the one who's dead and it's like a body double or something, or my money's on Garrick. I mean, it could also be someone entirely unrelated, but my money currently is on Garrick. A detective in action. Is this a special scene that I can't leave? No, I can totally leave. Wonderful. I'll come back to this once I get my achievement. Investigate the truth, but I haven't done that yet, so how am I claiming the achievement? Technically, I haven't done it, but okay. I'll take my rewards. Thanks. Look for clues inside the Opera House 0 of 3. Examine the white line. Again, that's not where he died. He died inside the box. Oh, I can't even walk over the line. Oh, lol. Okay, examine magic box. I was trying to do the line, but sure. The broken magic box. How are some of us not like evaporated? I was trying to think of the word. Or sunk into the wood. Is this like lacquered to prevent water from sinking in? I still should have started evaporating though. The broken magic box was left on the scene after the guards completed their investigation. Looking at it now, the water tank must have struck it really hard. Nah, it was barely a tap. This is where the magic box was struck. If Cal weren't inside the box at that moment, he might have dodged the falling water tank. He would only have dodged it if he actually knew, that it was coming for him. Anyway, let us go examine some clues. 1, 2. Where's the third? Yeah. Hi guys, what do you think about this? Okay, so the stage is one of them. But then why did you not... hello? What clue was I missing then? They didn't count as clues. Oh, here we go. This side, the rope.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
I don't know. I think rope does burn quite quickly, no matter how durable it is. I mean, sure, it'll be thick, so it's going to take time to get through all of it, but if fireworks are smacking into it, I think it's possible. So either Linny didn't realize this was a safety concern, or...
Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler?
I'm just looking at where the rope snapped. Is it frayed like it would be if you had burnt through it, or is it like a clean cut? Looks pretty frayed to me.
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material.
Is that even physically possible? I mean, I suppose it is. But you'd have to custom make the rope to end the normal material and then have a portion of the rope woven out of a different material and have it look like a seamless transition. That'd be quite complicated, and complicated to do with no one noticing, because you've still got to ask somebody to do it for you.
Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
It seems to be flammable, like a type of flash. Cotton? I don't care how you weave the cotton. That's not going to hold a water tank, is it? I don't think cotton's that strong.
So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means...
Do you really need to spell it out?
Wait, why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes.
You can write? Special rope. This rope was used to suspend the water tank. It suddenly broke when the fireworks were being launched on stage. The investigation has shown that the location where the rope snapped was made of flammable material. Where did we just get the pen and paper from? How do you know that I can write, Paimon? I don't think I've ever written in this game before. Oh, there's more? For Christ's sake. Guess we just stay until we see that there's a 1 of 3. Okay, what's next then? Esmond?
Go ahead, have a look around.
Thanks. Oh, I didn't realize it was a button I could push. Mice!
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the magic troupe members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence.
You sound like every NPC in this game, just FYI.
The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Ah, yes, could you tell us who she is?
Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The magic troupe members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects.
I honestly don't think she's the problem. I think Cal is the problem, possibly Garrick as well. I'm not sure which of the two, since Cal was the one who was killed, so it could be Garrick, but one of those two are the
Simply
issue.
put, she wasn't related to the magic troupe at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
Thanks for letting us know all this.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact
I
us.
absolutely will, and I absolutely don't remember what she
It
looks
is of
like.
utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Buddy, it's been over a week since I last saw her. I think she had light-coloured hair, but that's about all I remember. Ah, there we go. Information about the missing lady's identity. Halsey is the missing person. She's a famous painter and came to watch the... Famous is such an odd word to use there. The magic show in order to take a break from her own creative work. She isn't known to have been entangled in quarrels with any of the members of Lenny's magic troupe. Anything else in this area? Check, 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 check. And yet this is not checked off as a completed objective. Oh, something here. No, he's done. Ah, you. Quentin and Vaughn.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
Of course, because they needed to pick a female, a young female, yes.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Lenny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Lenny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Lenny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out. Lenny reserved our seats for us too.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Lenny.
I don't know if this is just weaponized incompetence, willful ignorance, or just plain stupidity. I can't figure out which it is on the case of pretty much everybody on my screen right now. But it's obvious that it wouldn't be Lenny. I mean, even Lynette would be more suspicious than Lenny. Why would the one who has to take care of the actual act itself and practice the actual act be in charge of his own props? I mean, yeah, he has a responsibility to, you know, the safety of everything he uses, but that's what his team is for. It's what his assistants are for, to gather the props for him. He is the least suspicious out of his entire team. The other three members are high priority suspects, including Lynette, because they are the assistants. They are the ones in charge of organizing props, checking prop quality, etc., testing props. So I don't know why you all keep insinuating that Lenny is a suspect when it's very obvious it wouldn't be him doing quality control.
Even though it's bad for Lenny's case, Paimon had better write it down.
I think you all lack intelligence. Random number selector. This device was used during Lenny's magic performance to choose a lucky member of the audience. However, the guards have found that it will generate the exact same number no matter what. Clearly, someone has tampered with it. 1 for 3! Get off the damn stage! Now, why are we going here? The box was on the other side. Oh, it still is. Isildur. You sure you're not trying to be Isildur?
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too.
Do you have a connection to Halsey?
If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
I don't even know. Who are you?
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Are you a member of the Guard? You're not dressed like a member of the Guard.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. It all started with that loud thud.
Have I met this person previously and I just don't remember him? With a name like Esseldor, surely I remember, but they're speaking like they know this guy. I don't know you. I don't remember you, sir. It's been over a week since I played, and I never retain any of this game in my brain. It sort of goes through my eyeballs and it just bypasses the brain and just disappears.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lenny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
Please tell me she takes this monstrosity off her face at some point in time soon.
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Lenny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank or something like that.
How would that even be relevant? If it said that the fireworks frayed the rope and that's why it fell, having her on top of it's not going to help anything. If anything, she's going to be at risk of being hit by the firework.
And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
But the rope has sign of burns. So have you even looked at the rope? It is literally burnt on the frayed end. It has been hit by a fire hazard of some kind. This dude's an idiot.
Wait, wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
Then wouldn't the water tank have started to swing a bit in that case?
Oh, that's true.
Agreed.
I suppose I must reconsider.
You're an idiot. I don't know who he is, but he's an
It
idiot.
does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Sorry, coughing fit. I don't remember the sound in question. Strange sound during the magic show. During the switching performance, there was an audible thump that many audience members heard. I mean, I'm sure it was a thing, I just don't quite remember. Oh, that's it? I literally just had to talk to you. No, there's more over here. Even though it says 2 of 3 complete. Examine the magic box. It looks like an ordinary box, but Lenny somehow moved instantly from the stage to being inside of it. How did he do it? Isn't he supposed to be telling me how he did it? So that I can find out the answers? I guess not. Lenny! Lynette, I totally know your name.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
I still need to find out how you performed the trick. Lenny, I literally still need to be told how you performed the trick. Oh. Inside the opera house, they say. And yet we're leaving the opera house. Oh no, we're just going outside. Ah.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here!
Hello.
I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
God. The unfocused necklace. Not this one. This one. This neck piece is so fuzzy. Oh, so are the arm pieces. Ew.
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula?
No. The spine of what?
From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it.
Wait. What's wrong with the traveler's feet? That sounds Italian, actually. I mean, Spina itself doesn't sound French, but D-I? Isn't D-I Italian? D-E is French? Or D-U? Oh god, now I'm doubting myself.
And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
Okay, good for you. She's got stars in her eyes, guys.
Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
So she's essentially a mafia boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
You're creepy.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
So you're like a butler.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is
Her
fine.
hair doesn't even touch her back. I don't know if you noticed.
Okay.
It's weird.
If you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rasula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
I wish the music would be quieter. So you want to investigate as well?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Thank you.
Really? We think so too. That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Oh dear God. Okay.
Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she?
Yeah, but she's an absolute nincompoop, so it doesn't mean anything.
But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away.
Again, she's a nincompoop.
Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro
I
Archon.
mean, who does?
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
I don't even like her. Well, when you put it like that.
All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute. Did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Absolutely not.
Well?
Not always. More like never.
And why would that be?
Doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall by the wayside.
See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent.
Yeah, it's called Not Being from Fontaine. You guys should try it sometime, maybe see the world, and you'll see that your justice system is like the worst one I've come across yet.
No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
I don't have time to play with you, Navia. I've got, like, actual work to do.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant, sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
Why does one person have to be subservient to the other?
That's more like it.
I think you're missing the point, Paimon.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth.
Do you now?
You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Linny's tricks. Thanks!
Well, he needs to tell me how the damn trick is done. I mean, that just goes without saying, and didn't we already have this conversation? Again, this was over a week ago, but I'm sure we had this conversation. Interesting.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
How can you verify that we're not lying to you?
attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection.
But not before he gave the order.
So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
But she could have during the show.
I doubt there was much opportunity then either.
You doubt, but you cannot confirm because you were not standing here.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time.
Near the entrance, not at the entrance.
I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck.
Yeah, there are like 2 doors in your way for starters and a wall.
But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
I don't trust you.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here.
I don't think it's safe to say. At all.
Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
I still think it's possible. Entrances and exits to the Opera House. No one left the Opera House during the magic show, and after the incident happened, only those who had their identities cleared by the guards could leave. Are you a bit naive to assume that there is only one entrance and exit to the Opera House? There would in fact be many entrances and exits. I mean, not including windows, just purely doors. You would definitely have like a rear cargo entrance for props and just deliveries of any kind, like food and whatnot. So you have at least an external entry there. You'd likely have a servant's quarter, a servant's entrance, and you'd probably have more than one, but you'd definitely have one, which would also be in the rear. So that's 2 extra entrances that you would have. There's probably going to be a fire exit because lots of old buildings had those as well. So 3 different entrances and exit points that you haven't assessed yet. But hey, let's just think about the front door.
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going.
We're done with the investigation. My apologies.
Let's go see, shall we?
I didn't mean to just
Things are
shoot
getting
you.
Interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Yeah, let's go. This dude needs to tell me how this trick is performed. It's the only way we can get to the bottom of this.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Molly doesn't sound like a very French name.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You can't?
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
That actually felt a bit awkward now that I'm pondering it. Linny's like barely an adult looking at his age. And this other woman is like clearly hitting 30. He's offering to give her a rose out of his hat. That just isn't icky to me.
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower.
I didn't say it before, but can I just say that she's like massively flamboyant? There's just like so much happening with her outfit. I like her corset bodice situation, and I like her skirts, but I think she's just a little too extra apart from that. I think even if she lost the hat, it'd be a little more tame. And yes, I have noticed that her geo vision is on her arm.
Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation.
So if she like lost the hat and just had like a clip in her hair that had the dangly bit, probably downsize it a little bit, get rid of the obnoxious bows and just had the fitted gloves, then this whole thing would be great. But at current, there's just way too much happening. Hell, I'd even get rid of the wheels that seem to move really weirdly. I get rid of them as well. And then you'd have a very clean, slick outfit.
And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
I don't think Lenny would be happy about that because he's now telling more people his secret.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Says the person who didn't want to tell me his trade secrets.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
How does the gem not poke her eye out when she moves like that? Momentum would absolutely have it swinging at your eyeball.
Interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
I mean, I had wondered if there was
Below stage?
an entry
Yes,
point.
A world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box.
Yeah.
Prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick.
I had wondered if there was a ground entrance that you go through, but then I was looking at the carpet during the cutscene and I'm like, there's no way they've cut a hole in the carpet specifically for this trick. And you would notice the hole when you come in, or like the lining of the carpet where you've got the hole before the box is put into place. So everyone would have noticed if there was a stage entrance there, but hey.